Hello, welcome everyone. I want to talk about the world energy right now. It's very bad actually, and this month is not a good month astrologically. And I actually think that you need to be careful and not get too down. The war seems like it's pretty imminent. It seems to be heading, in my opinion, towards a war, but we can still do things to try and either halt it or lessen it. The things you need to do is send love and light to the leaders, also send light to the countries that are involved, and there's a few of them right now. It's really important that the light workers down here do the work to bring in the light and bring in the love to those areas, because that's actually what's lacking, because everyone's coming from power and control. They're not coming from love and compassion and tolerance and negotiation. It's not about who's right or wrong. It's about not killing people right now, basically, and not destabilizing the world. I think we need to all do that on our own personal level, which is to be more tolerant, be more humble, forgive, let things go, let go of the grudges. And it's actually happening on a world stage right now where they need to all let it go and see if we can find a peace. And we sit down and see if we can have a truce. And that is still, I think, slight possibility. I don't think it's big. But things can change. You never know. I mean, it's all about energy in the end. The energy of the world is very angry right now. Everyone seems to be quite angry. And anger will blind you to things that you would normally not react to. You might be angry about one thing, but actually be spewing to someone else or something else, or at work, which isn't really to do with it, but the anger's coming from another place. And the world seems angry and violent. And when I see it in my psychic eye, it feels red and black, a lot of red and black. So if you're going to send light, send a lot of white and pink and green, which are all healing colours. So when you're sending light, you can do it at night. You can also pray to God as you see your God, or your angels or your guides, and ask for help. Because the more we send it, the more there is some possibility. There's not much you can do. Like, we're just little people living in our houses in the suburbs, and there's not much we can do to have a voice. This is like having a psychic or spiritual voice. That's what I'm trying to say to you. And many of you are healers. It'll be easy for you to do it. So every time you watch or see something on the news, you just send love and light to it, and that will actually alter the vibration, because the world's vibrating in an angry vibration right now, warring kind of attitude. And I feel that a lot of the people who are down here right now are from Atlantis. So there were the people from Atlantis who wanted war and built weapons, and eventually, I think, destroyed almost themselves. But there were also people from Atlantis and Lemuria, I don't know if I said that right, but I just said it, and they were more peace-loving. They were into healing, crystals, telepathy, environment. And I feel like these two groups are here, and in a sense, if you're the ones who came from Atlantis and you're into the healing and the crystals, you're going to have some power as well to alter things. And you're the one who's in the angry place, you're going to actually try to be quite destructive. I feel that we have lost our soul. I think the human is quite destructive. That's what I actually think. Humans can be very destructive. However, the soul in its essence isn't really destructive. It can be warped. I feel it can be warped, but it's still from the light. The soul is from the light. The spirit is from the light. It's from the God light, the universal light. And that's a good light to have. Whereas the human, we have all our emotions and our negative thought forms and our bad behaviours. And that's the human part of us. The war is going to be messy if it comes, and I think it's going to start dividing the world quite a lot, because there's still nations and leaders who don't want the war. They will step back or out, especially if they can't make some kind of truce. And I feel that there will be major players in the war. A lot of money is also being wasted on the war, in terms of that it's killing people and it's destroying their homes and their places. And we need to actually be using our money to grow things and make the world better, not just kill people and destroy things. I don't feel the war is what we want, especially people who are doing the sort of work we are. And there's not much that, as I said earlier, what we can do, but we can still try in our own little modality of what we do to light the candles and pray to our God. And I feel that's quite powerful, to be quite honest. The more people are encouraged to do that, the better. If we stand there and do nothing, then it doesn't alter the vibration of the world. But if we keep doing it, it alters the vibration of the world. That's what you want to do. And even sometimes we can't change an outcome, we can actually modify or lessen it by sending more and more light to it. Because what we're trying to do is send healing to the world. And this is like an angry red sore that's come up. So we keep sending healing to it to heal it. That's what I want you to think about doing. Many people, because it's a karmic year this year, 2024 and into 25, many people will be drawing the karma to themselves that they did if they've been doing pretty bad things or not listening to their inner guidance, perhaps not living to their best self. The karma will come. And likewise, if people are trying to be a better person and be more loving and more kind, even in difficult circumstance, and more giving and more healing, that karma, I feel, comes back to them. It's very karmic this year. And I want you to keep proving yourself, being more loving, more kind, more tolerant, more forgiving, let go of the grudges, keep doing it. Oh, I just do it all the time. You're allowed to voice it, you're allowed to rant and rave and say what you like in your car or in your kitchen. However, do not give it or send it to people, just send them love and come from love. Whenever you have to deal with someone who's difficult, still come from love. And it's easy to say, and it's very difficult to do, because the human will always want to take over, have the last word, do a little spew, but the soul realizes that it's not part of the growth, the soul growth. I feel this is something that could have been avoided, spiritually and psychically. However, it's gone into overdrive. It almost feels to me somewhat evil, what's going on, and that is the vibration of it. And that's also why it's good that we send lots of love and light, and love, it will be a great healer, because the people don't want the war. Nobody wants to go, not really. They might want to be patriotic, but actually going and being there is terrifying, and it changes their life completely. Even if they survive forever, a lot of them are going to come back with injuries and or things like PTSD and trauma, and they can have that for their entire life. Try not to get scared and pick up on the fear of it. You just have to go through it and keep the vibration high in yourself and around your family. People who aren't supposed to go won't go. People who've chosen to exit will exit, and there's sort of nothing you can do about that. It's a choice you make. If you've still got work to do down here, whether it's in healing or metaphysics, or maybe you're a nurse, maybe you're a hairdresser, doesn't really matter. If you've got love and work to do and you're supposed to be here for your family and your friends and help other people, you will probably stay, because you're here to heal, do part of the healing. So don't worry about it too much in those terms. I feel it's going to be kind of concentrated to the war, in certain spots, and quite concentrated in those spots. And then there'll be other parts of the world that'll be literally untouched by it. Just don't get caught into the fear. And when the fear comes and whatever, just let it go and send love to that area, because there's going to be a lot more reporting now that there's been the attempted assassination. There'll be more reports and more reports and more reports, and I think we're going to get flooded through the media on lots of stuff. It's up to you how much you want to filter through. It's important that we still know what's going on in the world, but we don't have to read 400 different ways it went or watch the nasty videos. Better off just sitting, light a candle and send a prayer, as long as you know the main parts of what you're supposed to do. It's a little bit of a kind of a sad podcast, because I was hoping we would avoid this, But it looks like a runaway train when I the picture there. My guide just showed me. It's just and it's wobbling on the track. Just do what you can. That's what I'm trying to say, because we can initiate help by doing it this way, whereas we can't do anything just as normal little people living our lives. I'm hoping you have a peaceful week. You might have found too that there's a lot more fights between people and conflict all over the place. You'll see it more because people are being affected by it, and in a way our anger and inability to love has actually brought us a little bit to this place, because it's like a huge thing on the world stage, but it's also happening on our little personal stage. So try and make your part of the world peaceful and kind and loving and forgiving and tolerant. So try and make your part like that, because that'll actually help in the vibration of the earth as well. So I'm sending you lots of love and lots of light, and I hope you have a happy, peaceful week.